the Happy Hour podcast with your host,
The Joel Fleischman. Hello, welcome to the Joel Fleischman Happy Hour podcast, episode number 48. We're talking millwork and doors. I'm here with two people I've known for quite a long time. Patrick McMahon from McMahon and Doors, Jackson, Wisconsin. And we have Dave Bandrizi, who's the leader of our millwork and door department stationed out of Wrightstown, Wisconsin. Also a very popular young man in Door County. Welcome, guys.
Hey, thanks, Joel.
So, Happy Hour podcast. We always start with the beer. Beers are sponsored by Central Waters Brewery. Jason, if you're listening or watching, I am totally out of your beer, even though you've given me plenty. They seem to disappear here in the downtown office. So today we have a Bud Light, apple spice truly, or a anti-hero hoppy beer, an American Hop Assault anti-hero IPA from Revolution Brewing Company. We're way all over the board.
I'll do the Bud
All right, Bud Light. You go next. You're the guest.
I'm gonna go with the IPA.
Screw it, I'm going truly. All right. Cheers, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers. Thanks,
Thank you.
Joel.
Episode number 48, maybe famous 48s in history. Once again, we are in a temporary podcast room as our podcast area is being redone. 48s, popular 48s. Man, 40s have been slow. We have a lot of 50s.
Ernie Green,
Ernie Green is the most popular 48 holder you come up with.
or Eric Gagne. There's accents to his name, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Gagne,
Gagne, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know who that
the
is.
wrestler. Great Gagne.
Number 2 is Lee Smith.
There's no football players.
Lee Smith, baseball?
I think I'm
Yeah.
48.
Dave Stewart.
All right, moving on.
Damn, that's a tough
All right.
number.
Doors and millwork. Oh, if you haven't noticed, I'm wearing a hat today. This is a test pilot hat. How hats work in our company. Manufacturers, distributors that we use send us hats of samples. They're all mocked up. We decide what we want. They're leftovers. I take them home. I wear them. This was a leftover. But in front of us, if you're watching and not listening to Spotify or listening to YouTube, we have our 2022 hat collection. Life. This is what my Uncle Rick, we try hi Uncle Rick, I'm sure you're watching, listening. He would call this a winter hat, and then he would call this one a summer hat.
The trucker.
So if it's got the mesh back, it would be a summer hat, and then this would be called a winter hat.
I'm a fan of the winter hat myself.
Yeah, so if he was golfing and I give him a winter Drexel hat, he'd be like, dude, you got like a summer hat or something? Like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, he wanted the mesh back. Yeah, the young guys wear these kind of hats. Like, these aren't really totally my vibe, but
Snapback.
you know, hey, I'm not, you
I'm
know,
a fan of that guy.
I'm not that guy anymore. I'm an old dude, so I gotta blend in. So those are our new hats. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Joel.
Millwork and Doors. Patrick, how long have you been? How long have we known each other? How long have you been in the industry? Give us some background.
Oh, been in the industry since I always say child labor laws never really existed in our family. Been in the
Makes
millwork
sense.
business since
Yeah.
I was 12 or 13.
With McMahon, and
We actually celebrated our 25th year.
congratulations.
Prior to that was, you remember Milliken?
Yeah.
My dad ran Milliken for a long time.
Hilly Millie.
Hilly
So
Millie.
Milliken was our main door supplier,
Really?
mainly, well, they also had Permador.
Permador. Yeah.
Right, so they were our
LJ Smith.
100% of our millwork supplier for stair systems, 100% for exterior doors, and probably
Wow.
75% for our interior doors, right out of West Bend, Wisconsin.
No.
Wow.
So he ran that facility from 86 to 96. We opened up.
And
in
it closed
97.
in,
Yeah, just after,
04,
it had, no, it was after the
Oh,
downturn,
wow.
06, 07.
yeah, I went in there and bought all
Seven
the
oh eight.
office equipment.
Yeah, 07, yeah.
The guys were actually sitting on it, I took it away from them.
Yeah.
There you go.
I own some.
Yeah, so happy to pay those
Yeah, but we started up in 90s, it's 25 years, so yeah, it's 96 is when we started.
Your dad and a partner?
He had 4 partners.
4 partners.
Well, 3 partners, there was 4 of them together, so, and then in 05, 06, my brother and sister and I, we bought out the two of them, and so I've known you for, yeah, it's better part of 30 years now.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
great.
So Drexel always bought from the minute you guys were McMahon.
No, it took us a little time. I mean,
Okay.
when we first opened up 25 years, it was probably after 5 years, to
Wow.
get established.
You know, you were the
reestablished
new
ourselves.
shop. I mean, I remember it very
Yeah.
well. You were at conventions and expos and
Yep.
like you were the new shiny toy.
Yeah.
And you didn't know, we didn't know if they were selling direct to builders. We
Right.
didn't know if
Right.
you were gonna make it, what your warranties were. You didn't have the,
It was
I call it,
tough.
there's depth and breadth, right?
Right.
So there's the depth of the product and the breadth of the product.
Right.
And you didn't have either one of those, so that made it hard when you started. So
A lot of our
and
business.
we were
came
loyal.
from-
We're loyal. We're
Yeah.
more loyal than you think to our vendors.
Yeah, we were, it was a very hard, the first probably 10 years were extremely tough to get established
Sure.
within the market as a whole, just for the things that Joel talked about. You have a lot of distributors, a lot of people in the market, well established, the breadth of product was pretty deep.
Mhm.
And so it took us a long time to get our niche in the market itself.
In your current position within the company?
I'm president of the company.
All right, cool. Drinking a Bud Light.
Amen.
Great. Jason, get us beer. ASAP. Somebody let Jason know we need beer. The Truly Spice is not.
Yeah, I had to avoid that one. I'll drink a seltzer, but I don't know about the spice apple or whatever that is.
It's not
Cinnamon
targeting, it's not
apple?
targeting 47-year-old men. That's not their, it's not their marketing, I guess.
Ben, you would have picked that one.
Yeah, I'm good. Like social media for Truly Spice.
Yeah.
All right. And yourself, Dave?
Myself, David Van Dries, millwork leader, for Drexel Building Supply.
And how many people are on the millwork team that you work with?
I believe 16 or 17, including myself. So it's grown quite a bit. We now have going on 6 people, I think 5 or 6 people at Campbell Sport, 2 at Wrightstown, 3 would be including myself. I call that my home base. 2 in Kiel, 2 in Columbus, 3 in Berlin, and 2 in New Berlin.
Or go to Amherst?
And
Offsite.
Amherst, don't interact too much right now.
They don't order the exterior doors?
Yeah, no,
Right,
we
so they're gonna
do all
be-
that
right,
ordering
you order that
within
for the-
supply.
That's for offsite construction.
Yeah.
Where we actually install the doors on the framing package.
Which there's some tweaks going on with that right now.
Right,
with
always,
Paragus and
always
stuff.
trying to get
Yeah,
better at that,
yep,
so
exactly.
make that process smoother.
Yeah, but,
Less confusing.
been doing the millwork side of things now, almost going on 3 years.
Right, so you went from starting with the company,
In the
not knowing
yard,
what left
yeah.
or right is, casing or bases. You know what casing is, Holden?
Casing? No.
You know what
Yeah.
base is?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, didn't know anything about millwork, now it's like, all I think about.
Casing goes around windows, window casing, base are
windows, yeah.
baseboards on the floor.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know a lick about millwork. Kind of got dragged into Nick Whitty's office when he was currently running the Wrightstown, or when he was running the Wrightstown store, and then Steve Larson took over.
Yep.
He was the millwork guy there. Those two kind of dragged me in and said, "We think you'd do good at millwork. Be a good fit. What are your thoughts?" And I was kind of
So they roped them in.
yeah, for real, for real. I was like not really too interested, but I'll do it because I know they were kind of giving me that push. Like, we think you'd be successful. Go for it, take the leap. And I was like, all right. So what's something new? It's, I'll add, product knowledge, be dangerous in more categories when customers walk in the door, and just, it's a great stepping stone.
Yeah.
And a lot of our leaders within Drexel, if you look at their past, Miller has been their past. And I don't know, just found the interest right away.
And now you're running the show.
And now I'm running the show. Yeah. I mean,
That's all
yard,
about.
exterior products, assistant store leader in there.
Yeah.
And then now a Miller leader.
At what age?
Department leader.
At the ripe
I'm
old age of
26 right now. When I
26.
got my assistant store leader position, I was 23 or 24.
Right.
So
rock star, man.
yeah,
Congratulations. Very cool.
very thankful for where I'm at
Take a
today.
big swig of my apple spice, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah.
So I might have
Yeah,
to do it.
been here almost 5 years now.
Awesome, awesome. So conversations, doors and millwork, what's going on? What do we need to know? What's changed in the marketplace? What's your prediction for the future? We can go a lot of ways with this. One thing I'm going to talk about is just trend. We don't talk a lot about trends.
Right.
I'm not sure since the pandemic if ever I like trends on hold. Because everyone just doing the same thing. I mean, the pandemic has been such a crazy dance of craziness. What are the what's the trendiest, most popular, and it's trends indoors and millwork in building alone. You used to be able to, when I got in the industry a million years ago, the trend would slowly gauge, last 3 or 4 years, and then slowly fade. It was almost a decade-long thing.
Okay.
Metal stairs. That might have lasted close to a damn decade. We stocked them for a long time. Metal balusters.
Metal balusters, okay.
And we stocked like 6 through you guys. I
Yeah.
think.
I remember
Yeah.
pulling those
Yeah.
in the yard.
Super popular.
Yeah.
Probably trended slowly. That was probably a 10-year trend.
It's
On the way in and the way out, the whole way.
It's actually coming, the
Yeah.
contemporary iron balusters coming back.
But now with the big ball.
Not the ball, no,
Just
literally the straight line.
plain bar.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell
But
you,
that's contemporary.
if you don't mind, I'll
shoot.
if it's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, you got it.
So
You got the floor, man.
with,
Hijack. I'm gonna get a beer. Still.
with what we're, with
Want me to
what
get
we're
it?
seeing,
Yeah, it's in that big fridge.
with what we're
You can buy
seeing
those.
in
No, it's in the room.
everyday orders coming across, and it's been for the last couple of years, is a very straight line Mitchell contemporary type product. You're seeing a lot of mission style doors,
Give me what's the most popular interior door?
3-panel craftsman.
3-panel Craftsman,
What
2-panel.
species?
Well,
That varies.
that's gonna, that really is gonna vary by region.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
give me the regions.
you know,
Bring it down.
if you're taking a look at, the Milwaukee market up until the Fox Valley, you're probably poplar, maple, and more primed. Painted white, Madison market painted white, Chicago market painted white, a lot of painted white. We're actually seeing a lot more trend towards the white painted product than even the stained product. You're seeing, if you're taking a look at a lot of the trends in the magazines and online, the home, you're seeing a lot of paint packages and your islands are accented.
Yeah.
A lot of stained hardwood floors, but, painted woodwork.
Have you seen white painted or you seen grayed or?
Yes.
Okay.
Whites, grays, and even blacks.
Black.
So people are painting maple?
No,
No.
they'll paint primed. Well, we have people that ask to paint maple or whatever.
But it's a prime product and then that wood species on the prime is what?
It's,
Prime poplar,
it's,
prime composite, prime masonite, what do we?
Right.
Yeah, and so it's an MDF core panel with a prime, I would believe, a veneer
veneer,
of some,
MDF.
yeah,
right,
over the top of the panel. The core is MDF. Styles can be an engineered wood.
right,
So it's a composite type material.
right, on the doors.
Where are you getting them from? You don't make them. So,
our main
so what do
source-
you actually do? Because
So-
people think like you make the doors and you're like a whittler and you bring logs in there.
It's a great question. So at
So what
McMahon,
is McMahon and doors? McMahon what?
McMahon,
Sons?
McMahon and Company. So at McMahon, what we are is we're a distributor, right? So I say we're more of a fabricator. Are we a manufacturer? Yeah, we manufacture.
Second step middleman.
But we bring a lot of finished goods in, slabs, casing, jams, and we fabricate that to an order. So Dave send in his order, it's set up for that house job, and we fabricate that.
So you're assembling doors.
Assembling.
You're not making doors, you're assembling doors.
Hanging them.
Millwork, you're simply just buying.
Right, we'll buy our millwork, we'll buy anywhere from
Millwork is a molding.
moldings,
You don't know.
jams, stair parts, those things that are
The
needed.
finish wooden materials of a house.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that material,
Non-cap.
the trim, the millwork can be anywhere from an MDF pressed hardboard milled into the design. It can be finger joint primed pine.
Yeah, what are we selling? What are we going through?
Yeah, I would tell you probably quite a bit of both.
Well, what's the
Wide
difference?
variety. A lot comes down to price.
So,
Your cheaper product is an MDF for your moldings, your
Right.
casing.
and that's gonna get beat up. I had that in my first house.
100%
That's
dense.
gonna get beat to shit. And
Swells.
don't
with
do
moisture.
that. It's like 20 cents a foot difference, like $500 on a house, but crap that you're never gonna replace on your wall.
Amen.
Don't do that.
Yeah, dense swells with. Great for painted look, obviously that's. the
Gives
only
you
way
a
can
great
do
look,
it.
great move in, but the second you hit a
Yeah.
broom, do it, or a vacuum cleaner, or have a kid or a dog.
Ding dong.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to
It's
touch
gonna
up,
dent.
once it's installed,
Yeah.
those holes that, when they're fastening them in,
Yeah.
with a nailer.
Yeah, you'll also see finger joint prime pine used.
You
which
thought
is-
the last couple podcasts were boring, Holden. I mean, we're getting pretty greasy on this one.
You're gonna get into finger joint prime pine, which is better than MDF. You do get some finger joint, that will telegraph through the paint.
Right, so what's
Yeah.
finger jointed?
Finger jointed?
Yeah,
I
I love having you guys like you on, because you look at me like everyone in the world knows what finger jointed is.
Yeah, no, right.
Holden, what's finger jointed?
I have no idea.
Right, like,
Wait, like,
people that listen to this don't know what that
So
means.
you'll take blocks
We're
of
way too bad in
Yeah.
our industry of using
Yeah, dumbing it
industry
down,
terms,
yeah.
and we don't know how to dumb things down.
Yeah.
So what finger joint is, you'll take 6-8 inch pieces of block of wood, and you literally get finger joints that are
And why do you do
built
that
into it.
versus just give me a?
Make it longer lines, straighter material.
It's
Cheaper.
it's also
Cheaper,
It's cost effective. It's sustainable. So a tree doesn't grow perfect.
Right.
16-foot lengths.
Right.
So in order to maximize your ability to paint that product and use sustainable forests, you're using as much of that tree as you possibly can.
Also, that means drives the cost down. When you
Right.
part of that tree.
Right. So it's just your better yield is coming out of that home.
Are you following
Okay. So it ends up getting milled and glued together
Yeah.
into long sticks.
Yeah.
And then it gets run through the molder to the profile
it?
that.
At that point, it's just a block, and you actually mold it to that profile.
Correct.
There you go.
And then you also get finger joint prime poplar,
Yeah.
a little bit more
More
expensive than the finger joint prime pine, harder wood.
Yeah.
Right.
It's paints up nice, less.
More
telegraph.
expensive because less availability.
Right.
And superior product.
Right.
And then you'll get people that actually just paint poplar. Well, you have people that paint maple too. That's silly. It's way too expensive to paint maple.
Yeah, that's just perception. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason to do that.
Right. Poplar.
But there's no
we sell a
reason
lot
to
of solid
order-
poplar.
High-end tequila and, or there's no reason to order high-end vodka and put it in the Bloody Mary. either.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What are we doing, Holden? Why are we doing that? Do you tell your customers, dude, seriously, no, you just charge them.
Use the rail.
Yeah,
House rail.
very nice.
Just House Rail vodka, Bloody Marys, people don't order Grey Goose, Bloody Marys, it'll drive bartenders crazy.
I've never had anyone do that,
People do it.
right?
Hi, Pam. Love you, honey.
That's awesome.
Uh,
That's good. Yeah, no, all that,
So other trends that you.
the painted white it's just what it's in, whether it's cabinets or doors.
What's coming?
Well,
What's coming?
Here, I'm gonna tell you, what you said early on, because of the pandemic, there's not a lot of new product and new design and stuff
Right.
coming out right now. In all honesty, in our industry, we're gonna see another 6 to 12 months before we get back to some normalcy. Now, we're fortunate enough that our prime door supplier is out of Canada, so we've had great prime
Yeah.
supply.
Hopefully not out of Ottawa. Hey, shout out to the truck convoys that are probably listening right now.
Shut up.
Dude, do you guys know about this truck convoy thing?
No, I don't know what.
Absolutely fucking unbelievable and so fucking awesome. If you do anything in the next 24 hours, go on Twitter, go on social media, go on Google. Google's probably got to shut down, bastards. Truck Convoy Canada.
Really?
So you need to be mandated on a vaccine, which is going to be a problem for you, problem for me, for lumber. I wish we had a podcast so we could show video of these people.
Yeah.
So the Ottawa truckers are doing more for the pandemic than anybody in the world has done so far.
Yeah.
They banded together. They have not shown on any Canadian news channel. They shut down, there's like streaming highways where you watch like the highway stream, and make sure your roads aren't busy. They've shut them down in Ottawa. And they said, hey, let's shut down Ottawa. So there's over 50,000 semis driving in a line. 50,000.
That's awesome.
And they're shutting Ottawa down one road at a time. Trying to force the mandate to drop because you have to be vaccinated to cross the border.
Right.
In Canada. And the United States is saying, yeah, we agree with that, which is absolutely ridiculous and bullshit.
Well,
And I'm so proud of the truck convoy,
We need our truckers. They're the ones that have gotten us through the pandemic the way it is.
For sure.
especially cross borders.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a big.
And again, what does a dude driving solo need to be vaccinated for?
Right.
What the fuck are we doing? I'm sorry, no, I'm not.
Living in that.
We've been talking about COVID in like 3 months.
That used to be all we talked about.
It was for months. It's all we talked about every podcast.
Yeah.
So the prime product, the one of the problems.
35 miles long.
One of the
It's
problems.
35 miles. Holden said it's 35 miles long right now. 35 miles.
You can see from an airplane.
You can see it from an airplane. Pretty cool. Keep going, truckers. You get them.
Yeah. So one of the problems that the market is having is import doors that are coming from Asia, from South America.
Is that where you buy them from?
The stuff that we get, it comes out of Malaysia, so Pacific.
Right. So a door. The door is being made.
doors being
So for
made.
those of you wondering why your door is cracking, shrinking, or having problems, it's made in, I mean, let's just walk through this,
A
right?
lot of them are made in China. I mean, there's a lot of.
Yeah, well, let's just walk through
Yeah.
this. I'm not slamming you. I mean, we talked about it. They get made, I mean, it's a huge problem in America. They get made in Malaysia.
Yep.
They get put on a crate, right? These are,
Yeah,
it's a piece of
container.
wood,
Yeah.
even if it's composite, controlled moisture, weather, wood doesn't do good in that, right? We
Right.
all know that. Then it gets put on a crate. Then it gets put on a boat in salt water.
Yep.
Then it shows up in a dock and then it gets transferred like 500 miles to you. And then all of a sudden we're like, yep, controlled temperatures, Zerns. Like, hey, we have a controlled warehouse with good temperatures for our millwork. Yeah, that freaking door came from Malaysia. The last 2 weeks you're storing it, I don't think it's gonna make a hell of a bit of difference. So I'm fired up today. It must be really.
Well, and it's, I mean, and you're, so, yeah, I mean, the big, so you're seeing an issue
Why
with.
can't we get American made doors?
Well, we're seeing more of it. So
Some, yeah.
we're actually using more product from Karana, Cook and some
Cook,
other.
yeah.
But they've always been expensive. Get your
They're
shit
expensive.
together.
But here's the difference now, Joel, is the price is coming more, I don't want to say more in line. The cost on the freight here recently
Is
has
driving
jumped
the
from a
price
couple
up
of
so
dollars a
much.
door to over $40 a door.
Right.
And so that is getting people to the point where
The Force, is that American made? Forge, LaForge,
LaForce,
Forge.
LaForge, I'm not sure.
That's
I don't know.
I think that's-
Are you into the
I
Chateau?
think that's-
The
Yeah, the
Chateau,
Chateau,
the
yeah.
Chateau, that's Lemieux.
Lemieux,
Yeah.
yeah, where's Lemieux come from?
Lemieux's out of China.
Yeah.
Import
That's
products out of
China.
China.
For now, who makes American doors?
Cook.
Cook,
Cook,
Doors.
Karana,
Karana. I had Karana, I love Karana doors. That was an
Yeah.
oak 6-panel go-to was Karana.
Right.
Made in America.
we sold a lot of those.
I bought a lot of those, I shipped a lot of those, I loaded a lot on my shoulders.
Yeah.
It seems like.
What ports out there? that are-
Wood
yeah,
port
wood
out
port.
of Shawano?
They're on Shaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to use them,
Yeah.
maybe price is way too high. Like triple, like again, not $3.
No, I mean, you're literally looking at a couple $100 more from an import.
A door.
To an American
domestic-
made, 100%.
to domestic.
Door.
But here's the thing that you get with the American product. Right now, we can guarantee, and we've had to switch
But a
customers.
door.
Right, but right now, in certain cases, you can't guarantee that you're gonna get something out of the warehouses, because every warehouse is short on product. And
In what warehouse? You don't actually get it from Malaysia, you get like another
No,
distribution center?
we deal with wood grain, so wood grain's a national manufacturer, they import the doors. They actually typically would have 70,000 doors in their Minneapolis warehouse.
Sure.
So every week we would get product from them.
Right, so you actually haul it out of Minneapolis.
Right. We'll put it on
Slabs,
the
and then
slabs.
lower it, and
Right.
put the jams on, make it look like a
Right,
door.
so, but they've had holes, I mean, everybody's had holes.
Yep.
We know Western, which is a strong competitor of ours in the market, they're a strong importer of product, but because of what's going on,
Yeah.
they have holes, I mean,
Where's the millwork come from primarily?
they'll work for the most part from the States. I mean, we deal with a group out of Ohio, and we get
Right.
most of our hardware.
And we buy some of our millwork direct as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I was just talking with Preferred Hardwoods yesterday, there.
Yeah.
Comes out of.
Yeah,
the
correct.
US.
Right, but we deal with, they mill it right there,
Yeah,
right out
right.
of Richfield.
Yeah.
But where do we get some of the millwork from direct sources though as well?
well, yeah, well,
What's our stock stuff?
Like a lot of our prime stuff is Matri.
Yeah, Mitchell,
Yeah,
we're buying out of
Chicago.
Mitchell. Well, they're distributed out of
Out of
Chicago, but
Chicago.
they're actually made in, that's like up in Canada somewhere.
well, they're a Canadian company.
Yeah.
Matrees, they do a lot of prime product, because
Yeah. That's majority of their business.
So a lot of that,
No.
no, that's
not
not,
made in Chicago.
they're all over the
All
world.
the world, right?
Yeah, I
We
mean,
just
they
source
can
it.
China.
We buy that direct.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we used to buy that from McMahon, we're big enough now, and
Right,
now we just buy truckloads of that shit from, so drive that price down, which is a good thing.
Right.
Complicated, again, Holden, you're learning a lot, we're an international company, right?
Yeah.
Buying lumber from British
At the end of the
Columbia,
day,
doors
yeah,
from
if you
Malaysia,
go that way.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, we
the
have
building
this-
industry, and that's
A lot of
what,
it is.
it is
Yeah.
international, I mean, that's what, that's the problem that a lot of jobs have had over the last year, and will continue to have for a little bit, is you hear appliances, right? People can't get appliances for
For a
10
year,
months.
yeah.
I mean,
Almost a year.
there's different things, the heating and the plumbing contract, they're all having issues
Yeah.
with different aspects of their product.
Sales last year in doors and millwork, I know you're a new leader to the department, do you have a clue?
Mid 30 million.
Mid 30 million.
About 30 million, yeah. Right around that.
much?
Yeah.
Interesting. Exterior doors, what do we do?
I don't know the breakdown. to be
No,
honest.
no, exterior doors, what brands do we do?
Oh, Therma-Tru is our leading brand.
Yeah.
I would say Wadena, if I'm not right, from Wausau
We have some-
Supplies.
And you guys have an exterior door line?
Masonites are.
Mason exterior line. We don't want to deal with them right now. Why don't we? That's a fun conversation.
Yeah, why don't we?
Why don't you?
Being as new as I am in my role, I don't have a great answer, but
Why do
I
you think we don't?
Therma-Tru's been a strong competitor in the market.
Leader,
You know, they've done a good job marketing in this market
Yeah.
direct to the builder and gotten people swapped over. If you remember, Permador at the time was the big one in the market.
Right.
And Therma-Tru did a good job getting in there. Wadena did a really good job too for a long time.
Yeah.
They're just not as innovative as some of the other guys are.
Yeah.
You know, Geldman used to be, prevalent in the market, but they've kind of fallen off. So there's a good opportunity. Masonite just has to do a better job marketing themselves as an exterior door company.
We don't care.
No, but some people do.
Do you think builders care what brand of exterior door they put in?
I will say some, and the reasoning why.
Do you think the conversion would be very hard?
No, that part I don't, but I think some of these builders just get into their,
Oh,
it
yeah.
has to be that, it has to be that, well, they do one thing different than, like Wadena has.
Well, remember, they are dealing with a homeowner, right? And they're dealing with
Yeah,
a
right.
huge house. If that door is bad, it's gonna go really bad.
Right,
So if they're having
And their
success with
name's
this door
on
line,
that too.
there's no
Yeah.
reason to, if you don't give them a reason to switch, there's no reason to switch.
right.
I'm the same way.
Which is what's funny, because, our guys will come and talk to me about being at some of the dealers out there. And one of the things they talk about is all the service work that goes on, that they
Yeah.
have that's hanging out there with a particular line. And one of the things that I know that we're good at is we have a service tech that can go out there.
Sure.
He doesn't go out very often. I mean, and it starts with how that door is
So many.
manufactured in the plant, the detail, sorry, quick.
Now, do you pre-finish that?
We will pre-finish, we're not great at pre-finishing next year,
Oh, that's the problem.
Well, yes and no, I mean, there's a lot in the new construction phase that there's not as much in that new construction phase.
If
I don't
you
get that. I don't get that.
if you are not pre-finishing an exterior
Foolish.
door that is out of steel or fiberglass in a factory, you are absolutely out of your mind.
We are-
Way worse than MDF. Like, if you buy,
I
if
said
you
that,
you
yeah.
buy a raw car.
Yeah.
And I'll take it to an auto body shop. Just give me prime from Ford.
Yeah.
Who
Here's the difference, you don't have, in a car dealership area, guys walking around with steel pipes or PVC pipes
Yeah,
blowing in.
It's
the
called
side
the
of it.
throwaway call door. You give a $20 call door, the door's $3,000. $20 call door, you put it in, the day before you move in, you take 9 screws off. It's 9 screws, and you put your $5,000 door on.
Can you guys explain this? Because I
It's
have no
not
idea.
that hard.
Like, explain what you were talking about.
Okay, so there's an exterior door, right?
Yeah.
You walk into
imagine
your
your
home,
front door.
think of
Yeah.
your front door, right?
Yeah.
That's metal. You can get it pre-finished at a factory, right? Baked on finish, good warranty, right?
Yep.
Follow me?
Yeah.
Or you can get it like primed, like with a prime coat, and then you have to do a finish coat on site. So like a painter from Kewaskum, West Bend, then has to paint it somehow and then put it up.
Why not just get it all done before you get it?
No shit, Sherlock. Plus, what's the warranty of Gino the painter? What's the brush marks or whatever he's gonna use to do? Or you gotta go to like a third party and literally take it to an auto body shop to have it finished. Or I could have a sealed delivered, you can pick out your door color at Drexel.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
You can get it
Well, that's not
downhill. It's 300 colors. It's a bunch of, you get a long life warranty with it. The color's not gonna fade. What the hell are we doing? That's nuts so.
No. I said we do it.
Well, tell me
Is
against
that-
it.
I'm not telling
Like,
you.
why aren't you good? Like, if I ran McMahon, I'd be like, dude, all we're selling is pre-finished doors. That's gonna be the future.
It's in the
That's not what he said. I mean, he's bullshitting.
No, I'm not bullshitting you. That's
He
it.
didn't seem as fired up as I was. Hell,
We're not perfect at it.
If
yet.
any builders out there or salesmen at Drexel doesn't think a pre-finished door is the way to go, it isn't selling. I told you that.
Oh,
If
you
I
told
was
me
a
that.
salesman and I had a
I
builder, I said,
still remember
"They'll
the
get-"
situation.
if I was a salesman, and it's a lot of you Wrights down guys, and you're there.
Yeah, no, I get it.
If I'm literally with a builder, like, no, I'll just take a prime, I have a guy to finish it. I wouldn't take the order. Like, no, I'm out.
Yeah.
Order it.
We do finish doors. I'm just telling you,
Oh
we do
my
finish
gosh,
doors.
I
We do a
mean-
lot of interior.
You're great at it.
Heavy on interior, and you're good
That's,
at it.
that's been
Yeah.
our,
That's your bread and butter, but you gotta go next level.
right, and that's where we're heading. And
That's why we don't
some
buy
of-
from you.
Some of our growth.
I can get raw doors.
Actually,
Raw doors.
No, that's always been a thing since I've been in millwork. I was always mind blown. Like, okay, so those, I understand staining a wood
So what
door.
are you gonna do as a leader?
Yeah,
What are you gonna do about it? You can't just talk about it. What are you gonna do to
Right.
convert builders? What's your plan?
the way you preach it with the car comparison is probably the best way to, you know.
You're
preach
just
to
giving
it.
me a compliment.
But
What are
no,
you gonna
it's-
do?
What am I gonna do?
You're the leader. I don't see another one sitting here. You believe in it. We
I
believe
do
in it. We
believe
know
in
it's a
it,
better
but
way.
it's convincing our salesmen of
So
the
what are you gonna do
benefits.
about it? It's not that hard. We just said it's not that hard. Give me the
Yeah,
report for
looks
2 minutes.
like I'm sitting in the, I gotta address the quarterbacks first. They're the
You're
ones
in the
selling the
same
product.
seat I am.
Yeah, no, I know, I'm getting grilled now. But it rings true, it really does, because it's gonna, you know, benefit us with, obviously, we're gonna charge a little more for it, right? You guys are gonna have that adder on your, you know, profit dollars of the labor and everything that goes into pre-finishing that, but just the homeowner realizing that they're getting a better product at the end of the day. At least that's, you know, you gotta sell it that way, and you gotta make sure your vendor is doing the quality of work on the pre-finish itself. But yeah, I need to actually get with our sales team and explain the benefits and get a guy like him in here once they start pre-finishing those all the time.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
With a
all of our
throwaway
vendors.
Call.
100% needs to be ordered with a call door.
Throwaway
Throwaway
call.
Yeah,
Throwaway call.
Yeah.
Beer pong table, burn it in the bag.
yeah, we don't
Use it as a
really mess
shop
with
table.
those
Yeah.
call doors up.
We're not doing call doors,
Yeah.
turnable bullshit.
It's,
We flipped that.
yeah, for
I
sure.
love that.
And our, you know, thermometry rep, vendor that we do order with, we do throwaway calls on 90+% of our orders. And right now you have to with lead times,
Right.
just to get frames. But
Yeah.
100% have that good slab finished, you know, at the vendor. It comes with a warranty.
You didn't really tell me what you did. What you're gonna do. You're gonna be a salesman.
100% have to meet with them and explain the why though behind it, but you gotta get the vendors that are doing that pre-finish to explain the benefits of it as well, because
Yeah, do
I
it.
can preach and preach and preach, and
You don't
they,
need to preach. You just gotta go for conversion.
right, yeah,
The preacher don't need another preacher. The preacher just gotta preach
Yeah.
and get results.
Some of the things that pop up in terms of why certain people don't want to do it out in the field, meaning the builders or whatever, is a lot of it is cost. Because it's expensive to get it from somebody like us to do it. I don't say expensive, it's a value, right? Because it's gonna go a long time.
and it comes with a warranty.
It comes with a warranty,
Yeah.
but the problem is that you get that painter on site that says, oh, I'm doing that, I charge them $50 because I'm over here, so I'm only charging you $50 or $100 to do
If
that.
I'm a builder, that's how I sell myself as a company. I'm gonna sell one more home a year. To tell my homeowner that I paid. I'm gonna go and do $400 more to do that. Plus, it's another thing for the project manager or the builder himself, who's
Right.
stressed out to worry about. And painters are gonna soak you either way, so really do check the cost of what
Right.
it's soak you for that door. Pre-finishing door does not cost that much.
No, I know,
Especially on the cost of a new front door.
Think about a
It's
cheaper-
peanuts.
Think about a cheaper glass pattern, bring that cost down, and now it pays for itself.
well, you're getting,
Hello.
you just talked about something there, our trends that we're seeing, you talk about
Yeah,
trends,
it's simple.
you're not seeing decorative glass used.
Rarely.
No, so who gives a shit?
So, I mean, the cost of the front door.
When I was selling doors, we were doing like $7,000 doors. People were crazy with decorative glass,
Yeah,
like
the-
church doors.
Right, that leaded light, those-
Like,
Yeah.
the brass.
3 hours to
caning.
take out the brass
Yeah.
casing. It's crazy. All right, so we need to move on. Okay. God, fine. So great,
I know what he was gonna do though.
He doesn't do shit. You talk to salesman, I don't know what that means. I want to see one conversion. So moving on is Patrick did a wonderful thing. I challenge any vendors that work with us to do that, not just me, with our entire team. I told Pat, we got to get better with McMahon, or we're going to start our own millwork and door division. Period. Fully integrated, just like we did in offsite construction and roof truss manufacturing. I'm like, we got to figure this shit out, Patrick, or I got to do it myself, and I do not want to do that. And Patrick, I'll never forget it. It was a wonderful, it was right in this room. He said, you know what? You guys suck at order entry. You got to get better. And I'm like, yes, more of that. More.
Yeah.
He apologized to me. I said, no, opposite,
No,
more
me
of
too.
that.
Yeah.
Like, if we're not the best, and we think we're the best, then somebody's got to tell us we're not the best. You know, it's what's that book or coat of arms? Emperor doesn't wear clothes, right?
Yeah.
Good book. Emperor doesn't wear clothes, right? So the emperor walking around naked, but he's the emperor, so nobody fucking tells him he's naked. Fuck you, naked dude. Put some clothes on. But everybody's afraid of the emperor, right? So we're like the emperor. What the fuck? If we don't got clothes on, tell us we don't got clothes on. Make us get better. Show us the path.
Obviously, he knows his.
And then guess who's going to make more money? McMahon.
Yeah.
Drexel.
Right.
Builder, we can charge less. Homeowner pays less for a house. We all just got better. So don't be afraid to talk to us and get us better. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Did we get better? Did we take his advice?
No, this is something him and I have in the works too. I mean,
Or
we
should
talked
in the
what,
works.
a week and a half ago? But that's something, I think you emailed me on Friday. I said, let's talk after the podcast.
Right.
And that's something that he's gonna be involved with, I'm gonna be involved with, and we're gonna go to our locations and show what, I guess.
So if it's one individual.
Yeah, right.
down,
Yeah, it could be one individual, it could be one store, you know, and
But again, it shouldn't be. Again, the way you write up an order needs to be universal.
consistent, 100%.
Consistency,
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah,
Process and procedures is not corporate. It's not
No.
getting bigger. It's a rhythm of life.
Yeah.
I put it this way. Think about every time, like there's a rhythm of life and a pattern, and I'm obsessed with it. I like that OCD. But you think about it, right? Like, what if every time you came home, you put your keys in a different spot, and your wallet and your phone? That's just the way I do it. Just the way I do it. Like, you're gonna spend, yeah. But then you go to Drexel, like, well, how do you store your emails? Well, you have an order. Or like, if half your household does it one way, and if half your household puts the forks in one drawer, and the other half of your house puts your forks in another drawer, what the hell?
right.
You don't call that corporate, you just call it makes common freaking sense. Find the best way to do something, train others on it. Plus, how do you train new people in the organization?
Right.
Oh, Holden does it one way, he thinks his way is cool. Hatcher thinks his way is cool. DVD thinks his way cool. But if you're working with Mike Wordle and Wrightstone, what's up, Mike? He really needs it this way, because he's the boss of us. But it's really fucked up. What the fuck is that?
Well, and that goes to all aspects of the business, right?
All aspects of life.
Right,
Get a
because,
rhythm, get a pattern. I mean, think about it. When you tie your shoe every day, you don't think about it.
It's the same way.
When you get in a rhythm and a pattern in every aspect of business, what happens? They actually, it's scientific. Your brain goes to another level of thinking. You're not just putting out fires and figuring shit out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like basketball, right? I love hoops. If you're a good dribbler and a good passer, so many parents get upset at parents or at the coaches or the kids. They gotta run a better offense. They gotta do this. And so many turnovers. But you have to break it down. Fundamentally, they're still thinking about dribble lead.
Yeah, right.
The next level of their thought needs to be, I no longer think where this ball is in my hand. I'm looking for the open dude. The reason they can't look for the open dude because they're literally dribbling with the left hand, staring at the ball. They ain't gonna hit that dude on the right. So I don't care how much I coach him, yell at him, talk to him, scream from the stands. Billy, pass it to the weak side. They're staring at the freaking ball.
Yeah.
And that's in our company and your company, in our industry. Like we're staring at the ball too much.
yeah, I could agree more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fired up today.
I love that. Good energy.
Well, I think with what we're talking about doing is trying to bring, and I really appreciated your honesty in terms of that meeting that we had, because there's too many times as a vendor-customer relationship, we get so worried about offending somebody in terms of what's going
Yeah.
on versus fixing what's happening. And the one thing I think we all agree on, we all have to be more efficient in today's climate because people are tough to come by, products tough to come by, all those things.
It just makes it better.
Right, and mistakes cost money.
Well, let's go through that let's go through that interior door. Malaysia, dude, making shit,
Yeah.
or girl,
Right,
somehow gets on a boat, somehow gets to, what's the company's name?
Wood grain.
Wood Grain, and where, New York? Where's it land?
they're a Napa Idol.
Yeah, but where's the door land?
Minneapolis, it's up in Burns, I mean, the door
land?
lands in
You
Minnesota.
think so?
Well, no, it lands in Long Beach or
Yeah,
what?
lands in New York, then it goes through the seaways,
Yeah.
and then the Great Lakes.
Which port?
And then it comes in this, then it gets on a semi, then it goes to Minneapolis, then you purchase it.
Right.
Then it comes to you, and then we purchase it. Then it sits on a dock, and then we finally deliver it, then somebody puts it in.
Right.
You don't think we can't drive down the process? That we have to, as an industry, drive down that process in
Right.
even the littlest way, sorry.
Right, no, you're right, I mean, so, but having those open conversations just to make ourselves better is gonna get, hey, let's have that conversation, let's figure out what to do, so we can make the process, because the one thing we wanna do is not take an hour and a half or 2 hours of processing that order to get through, because we have.
Do you want to tell what drives me nuts?
What's that?
The fact that I don't know what you stock, and the fact that you don't know what we stock. Grocery stores have figured that out 20 years ago. 20 years ago, they figured that out, grocery stores. More complicated than our business in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
just smaller widgets.
Yeah.
Right? Like I call you to see if you have X. Then you can see it on your computer screen. Why can't I see it on your computer screen? If I have a stocking agreement with you, why can't I just give you a minimum of what I need to have, a maximum of what I need to have, an agreed upon price, and you fill up my bin just like grocery stores do 20 plus years ago, before you were born. Lumberyard goes, well, I like to talk to each other. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah, in some products, I think that might work. I mean, we don't do a lot of stocking stuff.
No, you're fabricating things.
Because it's to
No,
that
Right,
specific.
And we are
house,
buying
that
more.
specific-
Correct, no, when you're fabricating, again, our industry is still interested, right? Offsite construction, roof trusses, even what you do,
Yeah.
you're still in the fabrication, custom made
Right.
business, so you can't say you stock it.
Right,
But for some of you vendors, Amherst, Wausau, I'm talking to you,
yeah,
and we're just transparency, like, I stocked 12 rolls of coil stock, bring it in. Okay, well, we got to that time very quickly, unfortunately, it goes fast, my friends, you know, like, what the hell's going on? That's how podcasts go. Does every guest say that?
much fun.
Basically,
I say almost every guest, it goes so quick, you like have so much
Yeah,
to say.
We covered like 3 things.
You covered nothing, Joel just screamed the whole time, Horrible. Awful pod. So we're at the billboard question. We have a huge, giant, big billboard. Everybody can see it. You have it up there for a long time. You have anything on it, what's on it and why? Again, anything at all.
mine would be simply family matters. I'm in a family business, and got 2 great kids, I got a great wife,
So I'm gonna shout outs. It's kind of,
you know, Jennifer, my wife, Molly and Colin.
how old are they?
Molly's 20, gonna be 21 here in a couple of weeks. As long as she's not seeing it at the bar she's at with her right now.
Moved out?
Yeah, she's out at school at Quinnipiac out in Hamden, Connecticut.
Wow, what's,
Quinnipiac University, Hamden, Connecticut.
Never heard of that.
great squash.
They're rated
Great
number
squash
one.
team.
They're rated number 1 in Division I men's hockey. You know, one of the
Where's she
hockey
going?
guys.
Really?
She's a synchronized figure skater. She skates for a team out in New York called Skyliners. Next week they'll be competing in France in international competition for Team USA.
Wow.
My wife is over in Austria right now, in Salzburg, Austria. She coaches a junior team, the Fond du Lac Blades. You may have heard of them. They've the synchronized team, Fond du Lac Blades.
Also synchronized.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Skating, so they're representing Team
Totally
USA.
like-
That's insane.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
I just
Yeah.
love how there's so many different facets of life, right? Like, I love coaching youth basketball, you love the New York Jets,
Yeah.
you love door calling
Yeah.
and baseball
Yeah.
and synchronized swimming, like skating,
Not
skating, or swimming.
Either, yeah, they're both
Shout out to all of
insane.
Finger painting.
Is she doing Olympics?
That's not an Olympics. They've been.
Really?
Figure skating is, but
Yeah, okay.
as a discipline, synchronized isn't yet. They've been trying to push for it.
Of course.
So we'll see.
Why wouldn't they?
They keep adding speed skating events and that. With synchronized skating, you got, 16 people, so it's a housing situation for them. It's easier to add individual sports versus a team
Look
sport.
what you're doing on the podcast.
Okay.
And my son goes to school at Springs. He's a hockey player, so he's graduating this year.
On the ice. All on the ice.
Is senior?
Senior.
How is Springs hockey?
Good. They're rated 1 Division 2, so got a
Cool.
good shot at state title this year.
Of course they do. Private school, but still bringing the ringers. I mean, let's don't even get started on that shit.
What's a ringer?
Here we go.
What's a ringer?
No, it's fine. Someone who goes there just to win a ring?
Yeah, you're like a ringer.
Okay,
Yeah,
like Kevin Durant?
Really?
Yeah.
Kids don't know what ringers are.
No, I knew it. See?
Exactly.
This
like
guy.
Kevin.
You bring in the ringers, you're like, what the hell?
So that's my build.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great. Really good. Irish guy, obviously the man, so Irish family matters, makes sense. Plus TV show.
Myself for a billboard, I think it would say work hard, play harder. That's how I go about just life with work, and my wife and I like to just have fun on our weekends away from work, and we take Lindsay, thank you for everything you put up with me. She works every third weekend, so every chance we have together to do something is something we take advantage
What's your
of.
play harder side?
Just whether it's getting together with her parents, they have season Packer tickets, so going to a Packer game and we have our fun there, to say the least. Just getting together with her family, my family in Door County. And we like our old fashions and fish fries and stuff like that.
So your Februarys are pretty free with Packer games?
Yeah. Yeah, Holden, right?
Everybody's.
Yeah. Everyone in Wisconsin, man.
No, isn't everyone's February's pretty free?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I said with Packer games, I was making a joke about how you
Oh,
think
the entire NFL shit's on.
Yeah. All
I just
all
think it's that
football
big a joke.
fans except 2 states, really.
Oh, even then, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, like,
Yeah.
Don't break the joke down.
that wasn't good. It was
Don't
close to
dissect the
Yeah.
joke.
But no, just getting back to that, I put in a lot of time here. We spend more time at work than we do with significant others and family and friends, and I take my time off to really enjoy myself, and whether that's just a weekend at home with my wife and my dog, or going out with family and friends. It's just we always live it up to the highest degree, and might wake up sore some mornings, but it's all worth it. And
So you're 27.
yeah, I'm 27.
So when I was
You're
your
26.
I remember having a conversation with Pam, my wife,
Yeah.
and when I was your age, and I said, I will never ever stay home on a Friday and Saturday night, like
Yeah,
ever. I'm like, there's no way. I can't believe people literally just stay home on Friday and Saturday night. There's no way ever, because like that's where all the magic happened. That's all.
Right.
That's why I
Yeah.
live. Old connections go out Friday, Saturday night with
Yeah.
friends and buddies. And then you have this thing called children, and then you have this
Yeah.
old age. Then you have this thing called sleep, and then you're like, it don't even matter. Like it's crazy because
it'll change.
I was
for
you.
sure.
Like I
Yeah.
can't even tell you how it changes, because I would have said a guy like me talking to you would have been like, not me.
Yeah,
And I'm like, no, that's like for real a thing. Where I'm like,
Yeah,
that
that
time will
get
come.
that first old fashioned at the bar, and then you go, I'm going to bed.
yeah. No,
it's
for
horrible.
sure.
It's the worst.
That time will come.
I
for
miss
me.
that time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. And I know kids are in our future eventually. We're trying to start a family, and I know that time will come, and
Yeah,
where
you're
it stops.
synchronized skating events. before you know
Yeah,
it.
yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, traveling all over the state, I'm sure, for sporting events and stuff like that. So try to do it now while I'm,
Yeah.
still young, and hangovers aren't as bad. They're getting worse every weekend, but no, it's just I love what I do for work, and I work my tail off when I'm here, and I have even, I have fun at work, but I have even more fun on the weekends, and that's just kind of how I go about it. So
Both of these are great.
Yeah.
That's great examples. I wish we had our normal podcast room so we could throw the video up of synchronized skating.
Soon,
So
hopefully,
interesting.
right?
It's cool.
So what's the highest level? Like there's like 4-year-old
See,
pros.
Well, my daughter skates on the senior team, which is the highest level.
Because she done it when she's 25. She's just
college is like the highest level,
No,
or it's
you
a
can-
team outside of
You
college?
literally can skate until you're 70. I mean,
Well, I know you
Oh,
can skate,
okay.
but what about synchronized?
yeah, literally within that
Oh,
that age category. It's no different than
who's watching that?
senior. Well, I mean, when you go, there's maybe it's a
Watch.
fun event.
Who's the
Yeah.
big guy?
It's cool.
Can you bet on it?
It's awesome. What?
Can you bet on it?
No.
Can you bet on it?
Well, maybe you can.
Over and under score.
Betting involves like, you can bet on anything. as long as
Under,
there's someone that'll
under,
bet.
yeah.
All right, well, thanks for coming on, guys. You
Yeah,
guys are
appreciate it, Joe.
wonderful,
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it so much.
Pod 48, we out. Peace.
Thank you.